So next week, next Monday, October 24th, is Evelina Falenta's birthday. She turns 43 years old. Happy birthday to her. And during the whole pandemic, I came to realize that she has a great romantic relationship with herself. She didn't miss a beat. She was continuing to sing about romance, and so I decided to celebrate her birthday every year as a solosexual pride day, if you will. And I had hoped this year to raise some awareness about workplace equality and I wouldn't say equality, workplace of accommodations for people who are solosexual or single in general, right? Whether you're single and looking or single and solosexual, I think those are two very different groups of people who need different kinds of accommodations. Unfortunately, we love to lump them together, which makes any sort of accommodations difficult. I think if we separated them, a lot of problems would resolve themselves. So I had hoped to go on a one-day strike to raise some awareness. But then I work at a tutoring center, and then I realized a bunch of my students who potentially also are solosexual need me, so that might backfire. So I have another idea. And my idea is that we love to celebrate our employee birthdays and our student birthdays with decorations and all that. I'm going to convince my work to celebrate Evelina Falenta's birthday and bring up who she is and why it matters to me. And raise some awareness that we don't need a partner in order to feel romance, because a lot of people feel pigeonholed. There are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, who believe they need a partner and they hook up with people who are suboptimal and they break up. And unfortunately, that's how solosexuality expresses itself in society, right? Divorce rates are high, a lot of illegitimate children, a lot of children that people cannot take care of, all because of this pressure that's built up from the rest of society. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that solosexuals have their own love life as well. And if they did, it might work out differently, right? So for example, my coworkers always go away during the sparse weeks and leave me behind to fill in for those weeks where I only get 15 hours or 10 hours. So right now, last week was fall break, and a bunch of my coworkers left, one of them to Cancun with his family. I had to stay behind. I only got 14 hours of work instead of the 35 that I normally get. And I still had to stay here, right? It's not like half the week I got to go away, right? Because they were very sparse hours. And right now my coworkers are once again saber rattling about going away again and having me fill in. Now I sometimes get remarks from my subscribers that, people with families have more pressing needs. I gotta point out something. They have more urgent needs. They don't necessarily have more important needs. What do I mean by that? Well, if your kid is sick, illness doesn't wait, right? The vacation that I want to take might be able to wait, right? The personal development that I want to do might be able to wait, right? So right now I would love to go out to view the lunar eclipse next month. I gotta point out something though. The number of lunar eclipses I have left in my life, that's a finite number too, right? The number of computer gaming conferences I might be able to go to, that's also a finite number. Alright, but maybe it's a little bit less urgent than the kid who is throwing up in the middle of the night or has no school to go to. Their school has a COVID lockdown. Yes, I agree. That is more urgent. Might not be more important, though, in the grand scheme of things, right? But it does have a deadline. I can acknowledge that part. The other thing I want to point out is that I might not necessarily mind filling in for my coworkers. What I do wish would happen is that we could store up that energy so that when I want to go to the Computer Olympia, when I want to go view a lunar eclipse, I could use like a battery, right? I could use some of that, right? Unfortunately, a lot of times it doesn't work that way, right? The battery tends to leak over time. People forget that I did all these favors. Kind of like my cell phone, right? Even if I'm not calling somebody, the battery will drain away, right? I need a polonium 210 battery, so I'll never have to worry about that, right? All right. Anyways, happy birthday to Evelina Falenta. For everybody else, happy Solosexual Pride Day. Make some noise about it.